Hey good people, it's loud in here, and I'm having a van built, because I might leave Phoenix. It might be time to go after 24 years, 26 years, living here, running for office, starting businesses, finding friends. But it might be time to go, and I hope you'll go on this journey with me as we discover and we think about what the next stage might be. I'll give you more details over here. Oh, okay. Thanks for coming over here, wherever here is. So here's the deal. Do I want to become a climate migrant, like so many other people I've met, or double down on Arizona for the next 30 years of my life, or maybe 40 if I'm lucky? But what's Arizona going to look like, 20 or 30 years from now? We know that we're in year 24 of a drought that we've not seen the likes of for at least 1,200 years, according to the records. The state has really never taken water conservation seriously enough. 70% of the water we use is from the Colorado River, is used for agriculture, and the vast majority of that is for growing alfalfa and cotton that really shouldn't be grown in the desert. It's just way too water intensive for feeding cows and feeding a clothing industry that wastes 40% of every article of clothing that it makes. So only a portion of the state is covered by active management areas. That's areas where the 1980 Groundwater Management Act says you have limits on how much water you can mine. Outside of these areas, there are hardly any restrictions on groundwater pumping at all. And that's crazy to think about. And the city and state leaders don't want to really admit to how bad the problem is. And I understand. I mean, some of these people are my friends. They don't want to lose the race to attract new businesses. But if we don't take it more seriously, we really will. Private companies are buying up water rights right now so that they can make a fortune selling those water rights between different areas of the state. We're not going to run out of water. Let's be very clear about that. But you don't need to run out of water for the economy to drop out of the state because prices get so high, people don't want to move here. So what is that going to look like? Especially when Phoenix is getting hotter. There's both the heat island effect and climate change, and we happen to be right now in a heat bubble, which is a different thing completely. And you can see some of the data here on these charts about where we're going and where we've been in terms of overnight lows and all that. So what's my home going to be worth in 20 years? I moved in here in 2013. I did all this renovation. I worked very hard on it. What's your home going to look like? What's it going to be worth? This is your retirement plan for most people, unfortunately not enough people. So is this where I want to spend the rest of my life, knowing what I know and what I've learned about what things might look like? So many people I've talked to are moving to places we know will be more hospitable than Arizona and the desert Southwest. And you can see this great map from ProPublica that shows you where some of those places will be. I've talked to people who are already making those plans. It's tough to be optimistic because in so many ways, history shows us that humans almost resist planning for the long term. We don't change our behavior until the pain of our behavior becomes so bad that we have to change. And do you want to wait for that? We're missing that rugged optimism that from both sides of the political aisle that could help us solve these problems. One side of the aisle is in complete denial that climate change is a problem and that we're causing environmental problems for ourselves. And too many on the left are still taking money from the fossil fuel industry. I saw a bunch of them down at the Capitol when I was there, and it was very, very disheartening. So it is hard to be optimistic. So that's what these videos are for. I'm like a process-oriented person, and I want to take this trip. It's going to take me 2-3 months, and I'm going to ask the question, should I stay or should I go? And I hope you will join me. And along the way, I'm looking for optimism. I'm going to interview people who are doing interesting things. I'm looking for the counter narrative. I want to hear why I should stick it out in Arizona. And I'd love to hear your thoughts along the way. I'll be reflecting on things like climate change, privilege. I have the privilege to own a van to do this. Inspiring things that the media is not covering, stuff that people are doing that
address climate change or sustainability and all that kind of fun stuff. Nerdy stuff, you know I like. And stories about real people doing real things. I like that. So this is like a conversation among friends. That's what the videos are for. And I'm not trying to become an influencer. I mean, sure, if you want to make, you know, fine, I'll walk the red carpet of influencers and get my little YouTube shield, but I probably won't. But I'd appreciate your wisdom and your thoughts as I go on this journey and think about where I want to be. And of course, Ellie will be with me if I can get her up here. Ellie, come here, come here, up. Maybe later. She's really the whole reason you're gonna watch anyway, so, you know, I'm fine with that. Good girl. You just knocked my... You knocked my microphone off, sweetie pie. Look at the camera. Look at the camera over here. It's over here.